Did Nas pick bad beats on purpose? So Touré revealed a conversation where he confronted Nas about his beat selection.
I wrote Nas's autobiography, which will never come out, but I spent a lot of time with him. And one day I said to him, you know what people's biggest critique of you is? He said, I know. It's that I pick a lot of whack beats. He understands that. And what he's doing is he's like, if I pick the dopest beats, it would be too easy for me. So I need to challenge myself. I would rather take a mid beat and elevate it than just sit on a dope beat and kill it. He's like, that's too easy for me. So, you know, the what you see, he probably understands what you're saying, but it's like, Premier is probably like, here's my top shit. And he's like, I don't want your top shit. I want to elevate your secondary shit. And like,
come on.
Okay. Fine. Like, you know what I mean? Like, okay, that's what he chose. So I wouldn't even put it on Primo. I put it on Nas.
No, I think that's some bullshit.
Not going. Because you have to understand that Primo's reputation is on the line as well. So you can't just say
long cap.
You can't just say
he put on 2 cap. Here's a 3rd cap.
2 cap. That's 3 caps.
He has on 4. He has on 4 caps.
It's triple caps and a beanie.
Come on, man.
You can't just lean on Nas likes to rap over whack beats because he's had good beat selections. Even when you talk about the beats that he's gotten from Premier in the past.
He started with Primo, Pete Rock.
Come on.
Q-Tip, that doesn't make any sense.
Like, come on. Nah.
I ain't going for that, man. It's almost like we're trying to give we're trying to give Primo
the benefit of the doubt.
The benefit of the doubt or grace, so to speak, based on what was selected for this last project. And I still stand on it. It's a good project, but it's not great. There's not a great track on this album when it comes to the beat uplifting the lyrics. There's not one great one.
I think there's 3 or 4, but
there's not.
It's
in
some
my
great
personal opinion.
It's a handful.
There's some good records on there. But when we talk about the Primo beats that Nas has gotten in the past,
sure,
that are great, none of these beats compare to that. You know what I'm saying? The lyrics are on that same path. Even if we talk about Pause tapes, the concept of that record, it fits. Okay, I'm gonna give you a bare basic loop. I think that's the only song that gets a pass as far as being basic, because that's what it was supposed to talk about. Other than that, I don't. No, I'm not giving him that.
I'm not
doing it.
Jump in, Nick.
I just happened to randomly rewatch the old Q-Tip joint with Nori, Drink Champs, and it's an old video, but Q-Tip is talking about the first time that Large Professor brought Nas around, and about how he was deliberately not trying to, like, it was kind of wild in New York back then, so didn't want to have him getting caught up with the wrong people, so they were trying to kind of protect him a little bit. Anyways, they linked him up with a Q-Tip, and I think it was One Love was the first joint that, like, literally the first song he played, he was like, that's it, next day One Love is completed. He wrote the record in a day. But yeah, I'm not, this is cap, man. It's like he actually has a lot of good records with a lot of good beats. He just happens to also have a lot of mid kind of sprinkled in. I don't think, sometimes I think people are a little bit too critical of him. Like there's this whole Nas bad beat narrative that people kind of latch on a little bit too heavily, in my opinion. But
especially after the Hit Boy era, like, I mean, all that stuff was pretty good.
Yeah,
yeah. Because I was super heavy on that for a long time, but then the Hit Boy stuff came out, and he dropped like 5-6 albums, and I liked almost all the beats. So it's kind of like, all right,
Well, that and if you want me to believe that, then an album that I just don't think is talked about is Life Is Good.
Yeah,
and
it's a great album.
That record had plenty of good. If he'd have put a whole album out with Summer on Smash, that song stands out because I hate it.
I hate that record so much.
And it's easily the worst song on the album. It's the worst production. And
Swizz Beatz
it's the worst verses too, though.
Yeah.
So like,
So
Swizz
it's
Beatz
like,
is so overrated.
Come on,
and
Nick. Thank you.
And I'm pretty sure he thought that was going to be, Swizz gave me a home run.
it was called Summer on Smash.
Yeah, and it was. It did not. The summer was not on Smash. Not with that record.
That beat was trash.
And so,
Was that the one where it's just like repeating Summer on Smash, Summer? Is that?
Yeah.
Okay.
yeah,
He's severely overrated.
And it's one of those songs that, when people say, "Oh, it's got to grow on you." No, it doesn't. That song, I hated immediately. I haven't listened to it since that album came out. I just think that when you say, "Oh yeah, I'm just trying to elevate these beats with my lyrics," I was like, "Dog, don't do that for us. Just go if you go ahead and pick the good beat and rap well over the good beat."
Yeah.
The other reason so when I kind of got hip to this conversation, what it drew me back to was initially the rapper Ka. Are you guys familiar with Ka from
Yeah.
Yeah,
from
we talked
Brownsville?
about
So
it on the
Ka
show.
and Rock Marcy. Now they, I think, took a particular approach where maybe you could make this argument, but it was with
Minimalist.
It was minimalist and it was with intent. So somebody could say,
Yeah.
"Oh, these quote unquote beats, which typically have no drums and
Yeah.
things like that, like those are kind of whack." But the point was to hear the lyrics. So
Yeah.
like if this argument was applied to that, I would actually say, okay, this is actually logical.
The problem that I have with this is somebody who likes production and listens to that first is the bad beats distract me from what Nas is saying.
Facts. Yeah, for sure.
So
It's a bad take.
But once again, I don't think this is true. Like, I just think he's heard the criticism and he's tried to retcon.
It was
Why
before
the-
that though. It was before this last album.
Oh no, they've been
Yeah.
we've been talking about this, and I think whenever Touré might have asked him about this, I was like, no, you picked those beats, son. You thought maybe they sounded good in the studio, and I don't know. I mean, like I said, but then again, the things that people say are bad beats, it may not just been like there was what was that the double album he put out? There was some
Streets Disciple.
Streets Disciple. But at the same time, Thief's Theme was on that. You knew that was dope when you heard it.
Mm-hmm.
But then there was stuff on God's. I love Godson though.
Me too.
I'm one of those people. I wasn't a huge Stillmatic fan. I think Godson is a better record.
I thought Stillmatic was fire.
Stillmatic's better to me,
I
but
didn't like Stillmatic.
Stillmatic had stuff like Braveheart Party and Rule on it. I hated those
but
records.
it also
Jungle
has
was all over that,
Don't
wasn't
do that. Don't do that.
He loved Jungle.
He loved Jungle. Don't do that.
Sorry.
But yeah,
Inside joke.
but like I said, Nas, you pick these beats, dog. I mean, and it is what it is. Everything, so they all can't be winners.
I think another important kind of piece of the argument is what role does the record play, right? Like, so a beat on its own, maybe listening to it in the studio is one thing, but a finished song in a particular order to create a particular, I think that maybe it could be a mid beat, but if it tells a particular part of the
Sure.
story, maybe that makes sense.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying?
No,
But-
absolutely. Yeah.
And then the same token, don't lean on I pick bad beats because of what everybody else says. I think that's what he's leaning on.
Yeah,
Everybody
yeah,
says that I
for sure.
pick bad beats. Nas only has one album that I don't rock with as a whole, and that's Nostradamus.
Nostradamus.
Yeah.
That's the only one that I don't really like from front to back like that. But every one of them has songs that aren't good necessarily,
Right.
but as a body of work, it still sounds good. So like, you can't lean on I'm letting my voice be the song and I'm picking whack beats, because nobody's picking whack beats just to be picking whack beats, man.
And
That
that's
just
wh-
doesn't even sound right.
and that's why I think it's cap.
And what
Yeah.
do you?
Yeah,
How
I
do the
mean-
beat makers feel when you say, "Yeah, I picked this whack beat"?
Right.
You know what I'm saying? So you can
Yeah.
hear my raps.
Yeah, I mean, I cringe anytime I'll send a bunch of beats to people and they pick like a one that's like, man, I didn't think they were gonna pick that one. Ugh. But I think
Yuck.
but I was like, man, why'd I do that? But at the same time, it's like for all the producers out there that may understand this,
Talk
it's,
to
it's
'em.
like a beat battle beat. Just because a beat battle beat is so amazing doesn't mean that that's going to turn into a good song.
Right.
Because there's so much going on,
Mhm.
and so from that perspective, I understand where Nas could be coming from, where he's like, yeah, I don't want the beat doing all this crazy stuff. Like maybe he would pass on Rock Cocaine Flow, like maybe he would pass on something like that.
Right.
But at the same time, like, we're not saying like you need these extravagant beats. We're just saying like we don't need these Casio strings chopped up. Give us more Nas's like, give us more Illmatic, give us more Hit Boy, things of that nature. There's a big difference between like, kind of like what he's saying. And I think to your guys' point, I think he's heard it so often. I think to Jay's point, I think he just came up with something. I'm just like, yeah, I did it on, okay.
He's just leaning into it.
Okay, man.
Yeah, I'm not going on this one.
Not going.
Because I know better. I know Nas. I know he knows better. But this concept that he's talking about, nah, I don't buy this. Nah. There's no way he's gonna sit down and be like, yeah, don't give me those. Give me those.
And I give it to them too. Culture United, everybody in that video, I want to say, gave this album very good ratings as far as their first listen and how they liked it and enjoyed it. And the reasoning behind what they said and why they enjoyed it makes sense. But at the end of the day, I would rather hear the best Primo has to give over Nas lyrics and go from there. I'm not giving anything P's just because it's a nod to old school hip hop or a different era, you know what I'm saying? It should have still, in my personal opinion, evolved, even if you're considering this album as a prequel to what Illmatic gave. You know what I'm saying?
And the thing is, I've never been distracted when Nas gets a beat that's 10 out of 10. Nah. Right? From his lyrics. I've never been like, oh, this beat is so overwhelming. I have no idea what Nas is even talking about. That's not how it worked.
Yeah, the New York State of Mind Part 2
Fire
is a loop, but it was amazing.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? Like, when you talk about New York or New York State of Mind Part 3, it does not give me that same energy. You know what I'm saying?
But not even close.
It's not even close, man. So you cannot tell me that based on what you heard on that album, you was just okay with it because of who it is. I'm just not. No. I hope they follow it up with a part 2 that is supposed to be the, you know what I'm saying, after the before type thing, because they were saying that in that interview, they were saying that some of the sounds sounded like it was like leading up to Illmatic, I believe. Okay. So like even like the Pause tapes is supposed to be a prequel to
the Genesis
Live at the barbecue type of thing.
I will say, and this is just a salute to hip hop and I guess uncharted territory. Primo's almost 60.
Yep.
Yes.
He's almost 60 years old. Nas is
at least 50.
He's about 50 or
early
low
50s.
Like what? I mean, what they're doing is still pretty cool.
No, it is.
Yeah.
So, just want to.
All things considered.
Yeah.
But when we talk about this the whole ageism situation.
Yeah, no, I get it. I'm just saying.
Yeah, I get it.
Like,
but I'm going to. So Miles Davis and Quincy Jones and when we talk about artists, and I would put Primo in the same category as an artist. Some of them gave their best work when they were in their 60s. You know what I'm saying? So like, I don't know.
I don't know who you're talking about, but it wasn't Miles Davis.
Well, he was close.
Probably wasn't Herbie Hancock either.
Don't do that, Long. Don't do that.
But while we're talking about beats,
Quincy Jones,
I gotta find out.
He did.
What do you think about the song Dr. Knockboot?
Terrible.
Well, no. So I actually,
because I love the record, but I know how Sean feels about it. So
I know Sean.
Get a tiebreaker.
I know Sean hates it. I actually like the record, but the caveat is that not my introduction to the song, but when the song came out, I saw Rob Swift do this crazy ass juggle with it. So like I associate that song with what he did with it, and to me it still stands as interesting because of that. But I understand that Sean hates the record.
I mean, it came on like right before Nas's Like, right? It was like track 10, and it's like you got Nas's Like with Primo.
It's the B-side of Nas's Like.
And then Dr. Knockboot, which sounds like it could be like a commercial for like a pharmaceutical drug.
That's pretty much what it was.
That's what I mean. It's just like,
I don't think it's a great beat for the record. I don't think it's a great beat.
Again, it kind of goes to this project. I feel like the song in general is okay.
Yeah.
But the beat itself is kind of like.
I agree with that.
What was it? What made you? What Flex say? What made you go with that line? What made you go with that beat?
Yeah.
It's kind of what I think.